Module 4, Lesson 24, Introduction to Simultaneous Equations. Simultaneous equations mean we have two or more equations referring to the same situation. Okay, they're going on with the same problem. So here's our example. Sandy and Charlie run at a constant speed. Sandy runs from school to the train in 15 minutes. Charlie runs it in 10 minutes. Charlie starts 4 minutes after Sandy left. Can Charlie catch Sandy if the distance is 2 miles? Now, it sounds all complicated, but we're going to break it down for you. What is Sandy's average speed? Remember, speed equals distance divided by time. What is Sandy's distance? Well, 2 miles. They both went 2 miles. What is Sandy's time? Sandy ran it in 15 minutes. So you can divide this or reduce this if, well, it doesn't reduce, but you can divide it to a decimal if you prefer. I'm going to leave it like this. So this is going to be my speed for Sandy. So what equation would match for Sandy? Well, y equals 2/15 x. So any amount of time x that I put in here, I will be able to calculate the distance y that she goes. All right, now we're going to do Charlie's speed. Speed is still the same, distance divided by time. However, we'll see here that his speed is going to be a little different than hers. They go the same distance, 2 miles, but it only took Charlie 10 minutes, which reduces to 1/5. So Charlie's speed is 1/5. Okay, and that's miles per minute. So the equation that represents Charlie would be y equals 1/5 x. Now, we skipped one thing in the problem we didn't talk about yet. Charlie starts 4 minutes after Sandy. So who is going to run for more time? Charlie starts 4 minutes after Sandy. Who runs for more time? Sandy. So let's adjust Sandy's equation. So Sandy's equation was y equals 2/15 x. But what we're going to have to do, because Sandy runs for more time, she actually ran a distance before Charlie started to run. Well, we need to add that in as her y-intercept, as her starting amount. When Charlie started to run, where was Sandy? She had already ran how much? Well, if she runs at 2/15 miles per minute, and she did this for 4 minutes before Charlie started, 2/15 times 4 gives you 8/15. This is actually how far she already ran. So that's what we need to add as our y-intercept here. And now this is the equation we are going to use for Sandy, and this is Charlie's equation. We're not adjusting both equations, just one of them. All right, so let's graph this and see where the lines intersect. I have both lines already graphed here for us. So Charlie's line, y-intercept is 0, slope is 1/5. Sandy's line, y-intercept is 8/15, slope is 2/15. And so we're trying to find this point here where the two lines intersect. And it appears to be at approximately 10:2, or very close to 10:2. So in 10 minutes, they will have ran 2 miles. Well, that's 2 miles. So it's 2 miles to where he's trying to catch her. So did he catch up? Just at the very last minute, he might catch up. Okay, he's not going to catch up anytime early. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, Randy and Craig ride bikes at a constant speed. Randy goes 4 miles in 25 minutes and Craig goes 4 miles in 32 minutes. Craig has a 20-minute head start. How long will it take for Randy to catch up? So we're going to do the same thing. Start with just the plain average speed. So Randy's speed would be distance. Let's see, Randy's here. Distance divided by time. So 4 divided by 25, which doesn't reduce. So Randy's equation would be y equals 4/25 x. Craig goes 4 miles in 32 minutes. So 4 divided by 32, distance divided by time. That does reduce. So Craig's speed is 1/8, so his equation is y equals 1/8 x. Okay, remember speed is the same as slope. So since Craig starts 20 minutes before Randy, who is biking for more time? Craig starts earlier, so Craig's biking for more time. So we need to adjust Craig's equation. Craig's equation is the y equals 1/8 x. And since he started earlier, he already has a big chunk of distance covered before Randy starts to ride. So we need to figure out what that chunk of distance is. And we do that by taking his speed times the time that he rode. He rode for 20 minutes. So this would be 20 over 8, which reduces to 5 over 2. So he rode for 2.5 miles already. So we'll leave it 5 over 2, and that's the amount that we add into our equation. So this is going to be Craig's new adjusted equation, and then this is going to be Randy's equation that we're not changing. So again, we're going to graph both of these equations, and then we're going to take a look at where they intersect. So again, I have these graphed. Y-intercept is 0 for Randy's, slope is 4 over 25, y-intercept is 2.5 for Craig's, and the slope is 1/8. So here's the two graphs. I would say they intersect close to that point right there. So we're looking approximately 70-11, which means in 70 minutes they have gone 11 miles. So who went 11 miles in 70 minutes? Craig or Randy? Both of them. Both of their lines intersect there. So both of their lines, both of them have that point in common. So both Craig and Randy went in 70 minutes went 11 miles. So let's see, how long did it take Randy to catch up? Well, there we have it, 70 minutes. If they kept going, it would take him 70 minutes to catch up.